Hello everybody and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out something called Our God Lives Underground by developer Andrew Schuldeis. This was designed for the LD29 competition with the theme of Beneath the Surface, and it's one of those very kind of short-lived horror experiences where we're just going to be tasked with going from point A to point B, but the experience is sort of a roller coaster ride along the way, or at the very least is going to allow me to show off some very good visual and atmospheric design, as well as some really nice sound effects and such. So I figured it'd be worth showing off and that you guys might enjoy this, even though it's a bit on the short side, ranging from like 3 to 6 minutes, I think, depending on how long I linger in each area. So our character here is holding a torch, although you can't quite tell, and we're going to be excavating a very creepy tomb and seeing what we can find while we happen to be under the ground. So normally I'm not a huge fan of lens filters like this massive amount of noise effect, but in this case it actually serves to mask a little bit of the detail that you don't even realize is there. So it kind of has this neat duality of multiple graphical styles where you think it's like, oh, are we doing kind of one of those like Hotline Miami top-down action-adventure deals, or is this going to be something else? And, well, you'll see in a second. Let's go down this elevator and we shall begin. Very creepy. So we're swallowed up by shadows. Our torch all of a sudden seems to kick into high gear and becomes a little bit more of an active element. And you'll see there's actually some really nice, texture stuff going on. And I use texture in a loose way. I mean, there's actually, like, bumps coming off of the wall to give you a little bit of surface delineation, which is always a good thing. And a very well-placed title card, Our God Lives Underground. Definitely a bit on the blurry and creepy side. And the kind of free wiggle cam that's going on definitely gives you another bit of a creep factor to it. Definitely spoopy. So let's walk around and see what we can see, shall we? So we've got a constant element of just monochromatic fear going on. Like, there's nothing much to grab our eye except for, the moving shadows and the little bits of texture that we can pull out, the tiles in the floor here, the various types of pillars that happen to be going off in every direction, and whatever little phantom designs that we seem to have imagined by the shadows bouncing off of the noise filter and such. But as we walk in a little bit further, well, we get some very nice stereo positional creepy sounds happening, and it looks like we're being tracked by some sort of creatures that I can't quite make out where the shadows begin and end and where the creature actually is. They might just be very, very large crickets or something, but they're definitely a bit on the creepy side. Actually, I've seen those, there's like cave crawlers. They're usually, white, and I think they stick to the ceilings of things. I think that's actually a real thing. Maybe a riff on those. And then we descend a little bit further. We've got some shadows to break up, allowing us to see our character. And what's going on over here? Maybe some plants on both sides of things. Very, very cool. Noticing the, creepy door opening up. Some wooden planks perhaps on the ground with a lovely accent there. And you can even see as you walk past that edge, or walk near that edge, that the shadows actually dynamically move and deform around, which is always a great touch. Especially when you have big, creepy, ancient-looking doors like this, when you can see sometimes shadow, and then this gives way to, my goodness, why is there a light on the other side of this door? This clearly must be something going on here. And what is this? Below us, we seem to have some sort of horrifying fractal of light and sound happening, and I'm not actually sure at all what that's supposed to be. But it does seem to give me the appearance of maybe something very important and very strange, and something I'm not accustomed to seeing. I didn't even realize, actually, if you move your mouse to the far left or far right of the bridge, you can actually cause the camera to change positions by quite a bit. The fact that this noise filter is happening so heavily actually works really well with this low-res quality of the textures, because you can't actually tell if it's just bad anti-aliasing going on the edges, or if it's actually intended to obscure things. And in this case, you can't actually see where these platforms end because of that kind of jaggy nature to things. So it actually works really well from an art perspective. Probably better than I think I've hardly ever seen it. And also noting, of course, the individual tiles that you can see between. Like, why are these able to be suspended in the air? I'm not sure. So we'll stand on this platform. And what happens? We lower slowly into it. That can't possibly be good, can it? Things get louder. my character kind of wigged out there a little bit at the end as I'm spinning in circles. So that is Our God Lives Underground. Very, very short, unfortunately. Like I said, I really wish there was more to this. This developer definitely was onto something with his art style, and I would absolutely love to see a much bigger and more developed project along the same lines. In fact, I would love to have a project along those exact lines, just further developed. I was curious to know where this was going and what the implications of that, whatever that thing was down in the basement of that tomb. For some reason, I guess it reminds me a little bit of like Cthulhu mythos or something like that. Some kind of Lovecraftian horror where you don't actually know exactly to what degree you're in danger or how big the ancient evil happens to be. But, you know, you want to answer questions and you want to explore, and curiosity always gets the better of these characters and these positions. So, I don't know, just wanted to show this one off. Seemed like a very cool presentation, and hopefully you guys enjoyed a very short jaunt. If you want to go ahead and grab this yourself, you can feel free. There is a link that will be available in the description. It is playable right in your browser. I believe this is using Unity, so you shouldn't have any issues there. And of course, feel free to chime in. Let me know what you think in the comments if you have any particular observations that you made along the way, anything that could be improved, whether that goes to, you know, the visual motifs, the sound effects, anything like that, or if you had any, you know, just general ideas about where this story could have gone. I'd be curious to hear, because it seems like a pretty interesting concept regardless. I mean, I've seen lots of games that are like something evil's beneath the ground, but this one just is, for some reason, much better done to me, and I would just like to see more. So if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like on it, because it helps me out a whole bunch, and I will be back with another one tomorrow. New episodes of Indie Impressions go up every single day without fail, and if you're interested in finding out about a new game every single day, whether that's a, you know, an artistic specifically, especially original or unique indie game, however the case may be, all genres included, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and you will be apprised of any new information as it becomes available. And that's the overly formal outro for today's episode of Indie Impressions. So thank you, everybody, for being here and for enjoying the video, hopefully. I will see you all tomorrow, and I hope you have a fantastic night. Talk to you all later.